Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Keto Rockstar Podcast. Yes, thank you for joining me. I invited the ladies as well, yes, because we want to be able to share the information with them as well so they can pass it along to their spouses and children as well. So they can start implementing this very valuable information to improve your health and wellness. We definitely want to spread that across to the family and the kids as well. Okay? This podcast is designed to teach and educate you on food and nutrition to help you learn how to eat better, look better, and feel better. All right? So we want to create the healthiest possible version of yourself so that you can look in the mirror and say, damn, I look and feel great, right? So, and also you want to wake up every morning with energy, also to stay mentally and physically sharp for as long as possible, right? Which is definitely rapidly declining in America today. America today has one of the worst health spans occurring in the world, believe it or not. So there are many reasons for this, but one that stands out the most is that we're surrounded by so much misinformation and conflicting information. So one of the things I want to do is to go through that and dispel some of that. Myself, along with some of the professionals that I'll be interviewing with. At times we'll have interviews on the podcast for educational purposes to teach you. We'll be dispelling a lot of this bad information and get you on the up and up as far as your health is concerned. All right. I want to thank God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving me this vision, this tremendous vision to help people in the area of food and nutrition. All right. Jesus is the ultimate rock star, all right, in transforming people today. So, in 1 Corinthians, it says, in 1 Corinthians 10:31 reads, so then, whether you eat or drink or whatever you may do, do it all for the honor and glory of God, right? And this is how I want to conduct this podcast, to perform it to the best of my ability, and also with excellence for the purpose of empowering and equipping people to be in their best health as humanly possible. That is my goal. To help you with your health. It's declining rapidly in America today, believe it or not. So I believe I will bring honor to God by doing this, So that is my purpose. I'll be sharing about food items that you are consuming today that are wreaking havoc with your health and wellness. And people are not even aware, right? I'm talking about causing people to be obese, to be overweight, type 2 diabetes, just to name a few. All right. In this podcast, I will share concepts, tools, and strategies with you so that you can implement right away to start improving your health and wellness. All right. So you definitely want to be sure to stay until the end. All right. The information that I will be sharing with you is only about 20% of health professionals are actually utilizing these concepts, tools, and strategies with their clients and patients, believe it or not, okay? So you may be wondering, what makes me qualified to coach and teach you in this area of health and physical transformations, right? As I am not a medical doctor, okay? And I also want to say this. I strongly advise you to check with your doctor or any healthcare provider of yours before beginning any of the techniques and strategies that I will be recommending to you in this podcast. For the reason being that you want to make sure it doesn't cause a conflict with any prescribed treatments or any existing conditions that you may have. So you definitely want to check with your doctors and your healthcare professionals to make sure that you're good to go. All right. I am a certified trainer and coach with the Les Brown Maximum Achievement Team since 2017. I also, as well, am a certified master coach with through one of the leading coaches in America today. That would be Iris Alliston, since 2019. Okay, so as a master transformational health coach and mentor, I teach the most powerful concepts, tools, and strategies as it pertains to losing body and belly fat, okay? Increasing energy, vitality, and testosterone levels naturally, all right, without the shots, patches, and gels, which is so popular today. As well as also increasing longevity and anti-aging information, right? As anti-aging, as in aging well, as we get into our 60s, 70s, 80s, we want to be strong, vibrant, right? So we could, I can help you with that. Also to reduce inflammation in the body, which is, i.e. joint pains in the body. Inflammation is wreaking havoc in the Americans' life today because of that, America's health. I do specialize in men over 40, as I mentioned, to help also increase testosterone levels. Today there is an epidemic of low testosterone levels in men over 40. All right. Hence, it's very popular for men today to start doing the various forms of exogenous testosterone therapy, the shots, patches, and gels, which I don't recommend because there are many, they're not realizing the many adverse side effects due to this, receiving testosterone in this manner. And also it's not being talked about enough, all right? So some of the things that occur, such as irritability, to skin rashes, to even more serious conditions as like testicular cancer and prostate cancer as well, all right? So this is what happens when supplementing with these forms of exogenous testosterone therapies. Also, not to mention that the body stops producing testosterone once you start giving it exogenously, meaning from the outside in through the patches, shots, and gels. All right. So by utilizing the concepts and strategies that I teach, I was able to raise my own testosterone levels by over 500 points. Now, I don't say this to impress you. I say this to impress upon you what can be accomplished with know-how and also proper nutrition, because that's just how I did it. All right. So how did I become known as the Keto Rockstar, right? Well, before I move on, I do want to clarify one term which is very often misunderstood. Simply this: keto. Keto is not a diet, okay? Keto simply means it's the state of a metabolism known as ketosis, all right? Now, this is our native state of metabolism. Babies, when they are in the womb, are in the state of ketosis, in the metabolic state of ketosis. That is our natural state, all right? So that's keto. It's not a diet, all right? Rockstar, right, is very often associated today with being the very best in whatever arena or endeavor that you're in. People often say when they get somebody who's very knowledgeable and excellent in what they're doing, they're a rock star. Hence, Keto Rockstar, because I wanted to be very, very good at teaching and helping people achieve optimal health and wellness. Therefore, hence, Keto Rockstar. All right. So, and also basically what happened in my own transformational journey that started 11 years ago. January 1st, 2013 is when I started my health transformation, right? I had very low testosterone levels in the 200s. Today it's in the mid 700s. For a 65-year-old, that is very, very good compared to you have many people, men in their late 20s and 30s that are in the 300s and 400s. Very, very common. Okay, so just to show you the epidemic of low testosterone levels in America today. I had, the sluggish, lethargic feelings, and struggling to lose weight. Hence, this is how I started looking for, a way to become better. All right. Now it took me 6 years to lose 52 pounds originally. Now, and reach my original goal, to lose the 52 pounds. That was my original goal. But it took me 6 years to do that, which is a very long time. Losing 52 pounds, ideally, realistically, and safely should take about 6 months, more or less. 6 years it took me because I had a lot of bad information, right? Yeah, a lot of bad information, and also there are some other factors that are very important that you must consider when you start out on any endeavor, but more importantly, a health transformational journey, because it's going to take time. It's going to be a process. It's not going to happen overnight, a week or two, especially if you have, in my case, 70 pounds to lose, okay? So I learned that there are many factors, right, to implement when improving your health, and to determine your success in the journey. And I will share 3 of the most prevalent with you. All right. First one is having true and correct information, right? You see, if you don't know the truth, you will believe a lie, right? Think about what's going on today. A lot of bad information. All right, lies, right? So anyway, that's exactly what's happening with the food industry and in many other areas today. I very often refer to a quote by Alan Toffler. He wrote a book called Future Shock. And Alan Toffler said this. It was something that's so profound to me that when I was struggling in my weight loss journey, I said something's not right. And I remember what he said. He said this, that the illiterate person of today is not the person who cannot read and write. No, the illiterate person of today is the person who's not willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Right? So when I was going through these struggles, I'm thinking, man, you know what? I better start relearning. And I was a physical education major in college. So I thought I knew, because we did have some nutritional teachings back then. However, some of that stuff is obsolete today. All right. So I'm talking about from the 80s when I was in college, right? Early 80s at that. So, so that prompted me to, it left such a profound impression on me that I started looking and finding information, learning. And what I did learn was that the mainstream information and many things that doctors are telling you and other health professionals and things that are being conveyed to us, the majority of it is not entirely correct, or even at times completely wrong. So I learned that there was a lot of misinformation when it comes to weight loss. So I want to be able to leave you today with something that you can take away to start implementing right away to help you with that if you have a weight loss journey. Body and belly fat is what I'm referring to, right? All right, so how many of you have heard that you got to lose, that in order to lose weight, you got to do low fat? Wow, what a misconception, misinformation that is. I know that started back in the 70s. We'll talk about the food pyramid, how that came in, and really not good information at all, because since that introduction of the food pyramid in the mid to late 70s, that's when all hell broke loose with overweight, obesity. This started to be more prevalent in the later 80s and into the 90s when things started skyrocketing. Obesity in the 70s, for example, was only about 15% in the 70s. Today, it is almost 50% obesity rate, right? Which is crazy. It's more than tripled, right? And again, a lot of it's got to do with the foods that we're consuming and basically how and what the food pyramid instructed us to eat and how to eat. Right? What about about increasing the number of meals that you eat? How many of you heard to eat 6 to 8 small meals? Right? That's a big problem as well, and I can share why. Because basically every time you eat, it produces a fat storing hormone in your body. So the more times you eat, the more times this hormone gets injected into the body naturally. And I'm talking about insulin. There's a fat storing hormone. So that's not necessarily true either. All right. But this is what we've been being told and hearing for the past 40 or 50 years or so, by our doctors and our healthcare professionals, right? And during that same time, overweight and obesity and metabolic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and other things have been climbing out of control, even in children today, which is unheard of 20, 30 years ago, type 2 diabetes in children. I'm talking about children from the ages of 3 years old on up to 17 years old are a third of them have type 2 diabetes, which is crazy, all right? Today, the average person also eats anywhere between 8 to 10 times a day, all right? Remember, every time we eat, it produces that fat-storing hormone, you know? Back in the 70s and before that, people typically ate 3 times a day, 3 meals a day. There was no snacks, not like we have them today, which is also wreaking havoc. So, you know, you wonder why 70% of Americans are overweight and almost 50% are obese. And those numbers are continuing to rise every single day, all right? So I started to learn and unlearning and relearning on how to lose body and belly fat. And this is what I found out blew me away. And basically, this is how I discovered the ketogenic approach and lifestyle to eating, which is one of the best forms of eating for a proper human diet for humans to consume. You know, the more I researched and dug deeper into about it, the more I found out how well and how good the ketogenic approach is for you. So it was through hundreds and hundreds of hours and experience for the past 5 years utilizing ketones in my own body to help me maintain a leaner body. The number 2 factor to consider is to implement on your journey is your why, your reason why. Why are you want to accomplish the weight loss, right? And everybody has their own why. For me, this is what really literally pulled me. Your why will literally pull you into accomplishing any endeavor that you set out to do, all right? I had a very strong why, as I said. Basically, for me, it was when I started pursuing a dream of mine to become a speaker, to inspire people and to improve my communication skills. I sought out one of the best speakers in the world, and that would be Les Brown, right? Known as the motivator. So if you don't know who he is, I highly recommend that you go on YouTube, punch in Les Brown, Les L-E-S, and then Brown, like the color brown, and punch in the Georgia Dome and watch that speech that he made there. So, but basically, what happened with me was my biggest obstacle was my being overweight. It robbed me of my confidence. When I was be on stage and speaking in front of people, I would look out into the people and like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me, and they're looking to see how fat I am. And that negative self-talk really wreaked havoc with me. I was not able to complete my my speech many times because of that self-talk, that negative self-talk. It really robbed me of my confidence. So it really messed with me on stage speaking in front of an audience. So, it just really messed with me. And because I wanted to be a speaker and to speak, I wanted to do it really bad. Right? Like anything, how bad do you want something? Well, for me, it was really bad. I needed to get over that, lose weight, so I could be, I wanted to look good and feel good while I'm talking to people on stage as well. So, anyway, I said to myself, Tommy, you need to find a way to lose this weight. And so I did. I did find a way. And I want to teach and help others to do so as well, right? And as I mentioned, that I believe God gave me that vision, and that is why I'm here today sharing with you on this podcast as another platform to get the information out to you. The third factor is mindset. Mindset is equally as important as having the truth, right? Good information, and your reason why. For me, in my mind, I was going to bring sexy back to myself, right? Because I wasn't a pretty picture when I was big and obese with the sagging man boobs and the love handles and this big fat belly, right? Not very sexy. And also, I wanted to become a rock star. In other words, I want to be very good at doing something. And this is what I want to do, teach and inspire you to become the best version of you and to improve your health as much as possible. All right? So that was the mindset that keep moving me forward towards my goal. How many of you remember Chuck Norris, the television show Texas Ranger? Well, that's who I wanted to look like. And I set my mind to it, right? Today, when I'm out and about, people see me, I'm wearing my cowboy boots, I got belt buckles on, I'm pretty much looking like a real badass. Because that for many, many years, remember this show was going on through the 90s, is predominantly when Walker, Texas Ranger was on air. So for years and years and years, this was my mind. I had that vision of what I want to look like. And that helps you pull you through, believe it or not. So, basically, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, right? That's so true. Like I said, today, pretty much I'm 65 years old, and I pretty much weigh what I did in high school, all right? Never in a million years did I ever think that would be possible. Right? But because of my determination to look my best and be in my best shape, I was able to accomplish it as well. I am metabolically fit today and flexible, have become fat adaptive, which means that my body uses my own body fat to create ketones for energy as opposed to glucose, which is sugar, right? So ketones is a much superior fuel source than glucose or carbohydrates. So, which is what the majority of the people are running on today, glucose, right? So I'll be showing you how to reset your metabolism and how you can become metabolically fit so that you too can become a fat burner as opposed to a sugar burner and running on